Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Am I audible? Is it loud enough, my voice?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, thank you. So, dear
I
devotees,
think there is no problem, Mataji. Now it is fine.
Now it's fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please let me know if it's not very clear. I'm trying to do something. So, we'll continue our reading of this very beautiful scripture, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, we'll be starting chapter 18 today. And start. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So this chapter is entitled Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's visit to Vrindavan. So just to recap what we have read in chapter 17. Chapter 17 is where Lord Chaitanya actually starts moving towards Vrindavan. And that chapter started with how Lord Chaitanya requested permission. He's the Lord, he's all independent, but he has so much love in his heart for his devotees that he was asking them for permission to go to Vrindavan, and they give permission, and then the Lord Chaitanya starts traveling towards Vrindavan through the Charikanda forest, and in the forest he makes all the animals also dance, and then Balabhadra Bhattacharya is there. His pleasing interactions with Lord Chaitanya are there. And Mahaprabhu expresses his appreciation for Balbhadra Bhattacharya. Then Mahaprabhu reaches Varanasi and he meets Tapan Mishra and other devotees. And there's a Brahmana who appreciates Mahaprabhu's ecstatic symptoms. And then the whole part about Prakashananda Saraswati, how he criticized, the way of bhakti, and Mahaprabhu taught why Mayavadis cannot chant the holy name. Then the Lord comes to Mathura and meets the Sanodia Brahmin. And seeing the Brahmin, Lord Chaitanya could make out that he's very special, and then he's actually a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. So Lord Chaitanya offers his obeisances that you are, my guru's god brother. And the Brahmin wants to offer obeisances to Lord Chaitanya because Lord Chaitanya is a sannyasi. And so this very sweet interaction between them, and then Lord Chaitanya accepts food cooked by the Sanodia Brahmin. Then Lord visits Vrindavan, and Shuka and Shari, two parrots who are conversing about Radharani and Lord Krishna. Then in Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu's ecstasy, he falls to the ground, he rolls in the ground. There are thorns in the ground, but he doesn't mind. And so his body gets pricked by the thorns. So the Brahmana, along with Balbhadra Bhattacharya, they would sprinkle water on Mahaprabhu's body to bring him back to external consciousness. So in the previous chapter, we have seen Mahaprabhu's ecstatic symptoms and his love for Vrindavan Dham and his love for Lord Krishna. Now in chapter 18, we'll see the various places Lord Chaitanya is going to visit and what wonderful pastimes take place in these various Leela Sthalis. So let's start reading. Chandana Mataji, please read. And this shloka, the first verse, is not going to be in the normal CC meter. It's going to be like the other shlokas we read. So kindly start, Mataji. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranam.
वृन्दावने स्थिरचरानन्दयान् स्वावलोकनैः आत्मानं च तदलोक आलोकात् गौरङ्गः परितो भ्रमात्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu travelled all over Vrindavana and pleased all living entities, moving and non-moving, with his glances. The Lord took much personal pleasure in seeing everyone. In this way, Lord Gauranga travelled in Vrindavana. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So this verse mentioned that he travelled all over Vrindavan and he pleased all living entities just by the Lord's presence. And we'll see also the interactions that we have. And everyone takes pleasure in seeing, the Lord took personal pleasure in seeing everyone, and everyone is pleased by the Lord's presence. In this way, the Lord traveled in Vrindavan. Now let's go to the second verse. Bhuvna Devi Mataji, kindly read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. A translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Lord Gaura Chandra, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Prabhu, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivasa Thakura. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. So all glories, all glories. Okay. Now let's go to the next verse, 18.3. Sindhu Mataji, kindly read.
Yes, Mataji. Pranams, Mataji. Hare Krishna. 18.3. Ye Mata Mahaprabhu nachite nachite Arigrame Ashi Bhagya Haila Achambite. Translation by the Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in ecstasy, but when he arrived at Arigrama, the sense perception was awakened. Shall I read the purport?
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, I think I lost
read the purport.
Hare Krishna. May I audible?
Yes, Mataji, please read the purport also. Mataji, is the screen not visible?
Yes, Mataji, it got disconnected. Again, I am connected now. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Translation I read, Mataji. Shall I read the purport?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Arigrama is also called Arishtagrama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that in that village, Arishtasur had been killed by Sri Krishna. While there, he inquired about Radhakunda, but no one could tell him where it was. The Brahmana accompanying him could also not ascertain its whereabouts. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could then understand that the holy places known as Radhakunda and Shamkunda were at that time lost to everyone's vision. He therefore discovered Radhakunda and Shamkunda, which were two reservoirs of water in two paddy fields. Although there was very little water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was omniscient and could understand that formerly these two ponds were called Sri Radhakunda and Shamkunda. In this way, Radhakunda and Shamkunda were discovered.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is a very important point because Radhakunda and Shamkunda are being discovered now. Now, Radhakunda and Shamkunda are very, very important, very, very special for all Vaishnavas. So we'll just take a few moments to recap the story of how Shyamkunda and Radhakund appeared in this world, so that we are all together. So as you know that Arishtasur was a demon in the form of a bull. So when Arishtasur was killed, all the gopis started telling Lord Krishna that this is a male cow that you have killed, and so we cannot accept your association because you have been contaminated because you have killed a male cow, unless you do something to get rid of the reactions, of the sinful reactions of killing a male cow. So Krishna says, okay, what can I do? What should I do to get rid of the reactions? And the gopis say that you go to all the holy places and you take a dip there, and then only your sinful reactions will be nullified. So Krishna says that why should I go anywhere? I can call all the holy places, all the holy rivers here itself, to my lotus feet. Now Arishtasur had dug a hole in the ground with his horns, and Krishna invoked all the holy rivers, all the holy places there, and all the holy rivers came, and then Krishna took a dip there, and that is Shamkund. Then Krishna told the gopis that you have all taken the side of a demon, of an asura. So because of that, you have also become sinners. Now you also need to purify yourselves. You have to go and purify yourselves. So the gopis say that, okay, we will also make our own kunda. We will also make our own pond. So they start digging. And with a lot of difficulty, they were digging. And so they refused to take a dip in the pond of Krishna. Krishna said, Shamkund is already there. They said, no, we'll make our own pond. And, they refused to take a dip in the pond created by Krishna, saying that it is contaminated. Now, this is all very loving, sweet reactions, sweet interactions between the gopis and Krishna. So then they start making their own pond. And when they are doing this with a lot of difficulty, then all the holy rivers come and say, they fall at the lotus feet of Radharani, and they begged her to take their service, to accept their service and fill up her kunda. And Radharani then smiled and she accepted their service. So all the waters from the holy rivers, which was in the Shamkund, it just overflowed and filled Radhakund also. So both Radhakund and Shamkund became overflooded. And this is water from all the holy rivers, not just one, all the holy rivers. So then that's the importance of these places. And then Lord Krishna said that Radhakund will actually be more dear to me because it is filled with liquid prema. That is so special. It is filled with liquid prema. And he said that all the devotees who will seek shelter of Radhakund to get love for Krishna. The devotees who are desiring love for Krishna will seek shelter of Radhakund. And he said that they can only get love for him through Radharani's mercy. So Krishna has himself mentioned that Radhakund is so very dear to him, more dear to him than Shamkunda. And Krishna's love can only be attained by Radharani's mercy. So Radha Kund is the holiest of all abodes in the entire universe. And Mahaprabhu is himself excavating this place. So Mahaprabhu, who is Mahaprabhu? He is Lord Krishna and Radharani. So who better than him to tell us where Shyam Kund and Radha Kund actually are? So we see in Mahaprabhu's Leela that he instructs the 6 Goswamis to go and excavate all the holy places, build temples. So Mahaprabhu himself is also doing that. He is also showing these holy places. So in this way, Shyam Kund and Radha Kund were discovered. So very, very special occurrence has taken place here. Now let's go to the fourth verse. Shobha Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. CC Madhya Lila 18.4. आरिते राधा कुंडा वार्ता पूछे लोकस्थाने केहा नहीं काहे संगेरा ब्राह्मण न जाने. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada speaking. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the local people, where is Radha Kunda? No one could inform him. And the Brahmanas accompanying him did not know either. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So this was the state of affairs at that time, that Shyam Kund and Radha Kund were totally lost. People did not know where Shyam Kund and Radha Kund were. So Mahaprabhu was asking all the local people, do you know where is Radha Kund? But nobody actually knew. Nobody could inform him about that. Okay. Now let's go to the 5th verse. A.M. Radhika Mataji, kindly read. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. तीर्थ लुप्त जानी प्रभु सर्वज्ञ भगवान दोई धान्य क्षेत्रे अल्पय जाली खैल स्नान. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. The Lord then understood that the holy place called Radha Kund was no longer visible. However, being the omniscient supreme personality of Godhead, he discovered Radha Kund and Shyam Kund in 2 paddy fields. There were only little water, but he took his bath there. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, ma'am. So I hope you have all visited Shyam Kund, Radha Kund. If not, then we can all pray to Radharani and Krishna to call us there. But now you see how beautiful it is, right? But at that time when Mahaprabhu visited Vrindavan, there were just 2 paddy fields, and little water in paddy field. But Mahaprabhu is taking bath there, and by Mahaprabhu's taking a bath there, it is authenticated that this is actually Radha Kund. So he is authorizing this place to taking a bath there. And Radha and Krishna, as I mentioned, they are both there. Mahaprabhu is there, that means Radha and Krishna are there. He knows where Shyam Kund, Radha Kund are. So he is taking a bath there and authenticating that this is actually Shyam Kund and Radha Kund. Okay? Now let's go to verse 6. Sumati Mataji, kindly read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. देखी सभा ग्राम्य लोकेरा विस्मया हैला मना प्रेमे प्रभु करे राधा कुंजेरा स्तवना. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When the people of the village saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking his bath in those 2 ponds in the middle of paddy fields, they were very much astonished. The Lord then offered his prayers to Sri Radha Kunda. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so beautiful. Everyone is mesmerized seeing him. And then he goes and takes a bath in 2 ponds, in the middle of paddy fields. So that everyone is really, really surprised. They're very astonished to see this sight. And they're not just taking a bath, but Lord Chaitanya also offers his prayers to Radha Kund. Now let's read forward. 7th verse. Bhuvna Devi Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Sabha gopi haite Radha Krishnera priyasi Taiche Radha Kunda priya priyara sarasi. A translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Of all the gopis, Radharani is the dearmost. Similarly, the lake known as Radha Kunda is very dear to the Lord because it is very dear to Srimati Radharani. Haribol, thank you Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Lord, Radharani's position is so elevated, right? And Lord Krishna, she's the most dear. So her Kunda, Radha Kunda, is very, very dear to Lord Krishna because it is very dear to Radharani. Okay. Now let's move forward. 18.8. Shubha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam Mataji.
Pranam.
Yatha Radha Priya Vishnu Tasya Kundam Priyam Tata Sarva Gopishu Saivaitya Vishnora Atyanta Vallabha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just as Radharani is most dear to Lord Krishna, so her lake, known as Radha Kunda, is also very dear to him. Of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most beloved. Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. So this verse is from Padma Puran, and Prabhupada is mentioning that in the purport. So just as Radharani is most dear to Krishna, her lake is also very dear to him. Radharani is certainly the most beloved amongst the gopis. Okay. Now let's go to the next verse, 18.9. Bhuvna Devi Mataji, you want to read? Or Chandana Mataji? Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ye kunde nitya Krishna radhikara sange jale jala keli kare tire rasa range. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In that lake, Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani used to sport daily in the water and have a rasa dance on the bank. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the story of how Radha Kund and Shyam Kund came, that is also very beautiful. And then on the banks of this place, Lord Krishna Radharani would come, and then they would sport in the water, and they would have rasa dance on the bank. So everything about Radha Kunda is very, very special. Okay, the appearance and then the pastimes that took place, everything is very, very special. Okay. Now let's go to the 10th verse. Bhuvna Devi Mataji, kindly read.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam. Thank you so much. Sei kunde ye ka bhara kare sana tanre radha sama prema Krishna kare dhana. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Indeed, Lord Krishna gives ecstatic love like that of Srimati Radharani to whoever baths in that lake even once in his life. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So how special this Kunda is. It is indeed liquid prema, because Lord Krishna will give ecstatic love like that of Srimati Radharani to whoever bathes in that lake even once in his life. So we should really strive to go there, but we cannot visit the dham just as a tourist, because we just plan, we book a ticket and we go. To actually enter the dham, to understand the dham, we need Radharani's mercy. So we can only pray and make all efforts, but it is after Radharani's mercy only can one can enter the dham. Okay. Now let's go to the 11th verse. Navkishori Mataji, please read. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you. Kundira madhuri yena radhara madhurana or runa?
Madhurima Mataji. Madhurima.
Okay. Madhurima Kundera Madhuna Yena Radhara Mahima. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The attraction of Radha Kunda is as sweet as that of Srimati Radharani. Similarly, the glories of the Kunda lake are as great as Srimati Radharani's. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So we should never think that this is just some normal lake, that is just filled with water, or if we go and we see the external things that, oh, it's not clean, and all these things, that's not how we should actually, when we are at Radhakund, that's not how our consciousness should be. That is why we have to read scriptures to understand the value of all these places. Even, before coming into the Krishna consciousness movement, we may have visited other holy places. And now when we visit, we can see a difference in ourselves, right? Now, because we should not just go like a tourist that we have come here for a break. No, those places, these are the Leela Sthalis, Lord Krishna and Radharani's Leela Sthalis. So here it is mentioned that the attraction of Radhakund is as sweet as that of Srimati Radharani. So yes, maybe some of us will not be able to actually realize it. But when we are reading these verses from the scriptures, we have to understand the importance of these places so that our heart is full of reverence. And when by Radharani's mercy we are able to go to these places, then we should consider ourselves very, very fortunate and try to make the most of being in those holy places, not waste time in gossiping or finding faults in the dham and ending up making offenses, but trying to have more sadhu sangha, trying to chant more and more. Like many devotees, you see, they will dip their chanting beads in the kund or in Yamuna ji. We will sit and chant near the holy places. So, in this way, going to a dham is a matter of great fortune. And here it is mentioned, similarly, the glories of the kunda are as great as Srimati Radharani. So when we visit such places, when we are fortunate enough to get a chance to visit, we should consider ourselves very, very fortunate, and we should really try to get a lot of spiritual strength by being there, okay, by chanting more, by hearing more. And that is why reading of scriptures is so important, so that we don't take these places lightly. We know their importance. Okay. Yeah, next verse, 12th verse, Hindu Mataji, and this again is going to be in the different kind of meter. Mataji.
Yes, Mother. Shall I read?
Yes, please. Yes,
18.12. Shri Radhe Vihare Sthadiya Sarasi Pret Thapu Sai Swai Gunai Yasyam Shri Uttamadhavendu Chamsityat Tayakridati Premasmin Bhatarati Adikeva Labate Yasyam Katrisnanagr Tasya Vai Mahima Tatarma Madhurima Kena Suvadhyah Shithau. Translation by Gopal by Divine Srila Prabhupada teacher. Because of its wonderful transcendental qualities, Radha Kunda, as dear to Krishna as Srimati Radharani, was in that place with all opulence, performed this pastime with Srimati Radharani with great pleasure and transcendental bliss. Whoever bathed just once in Radha Kunda attained Srimati Radharani, loving and Sri Krishna, who within this world can describe the glories and sweetness of Sri Radha. For this verse is found Govinda Lila Ch 7.1.
Thank you, Mataji. So this verse is from Govinda Lila Amrita, and it is describing about the glories of Sri Radha Kunda. And it has wonderful qualities, right? So it is very dear to Lord Krishna as Srimati Radharani. And this is where the Lord, the all opulent Lord, the Supreme Lord and Srimati Radharani, they performed great pastimes with pleasure and transcendental bliss. So whoever is able to bathe in Radhakund attains Radharani's loving attraction for Sri Krishna. And then it is mentioned that there's no possibility to be able to describe the glories and sweetness of Sri Radhakund. Not possible. That is how glorious and wonderful Sri Radhakund is. Okay. Now let's read 18.13. Shobha Mataji, time to read.
Hare Krishna Chaitanya Chaitanya Madhya Lila 18.13 verse. Ye mata stuti kare prema dhere nitya khare kunda lila sanariya. Translation to Yesu Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada teaching. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus offered praise to Radha Kunda, overwhelmed by ecstatic love. He danced on the bank, remembering the pastimes Lord Krishna performed on the bank of Radha Kunda. Hare Krishna Dandatunam Hari Bol.
Thank you. So what all has Lord Chaitanya done? He has offered obeisance. He has taken a bath there. He's singing. He took mud and he put tilak, and From all these things, everyone can understand that this is a very special place. It's not an ordinary pond, but it's a very special place because Lord Chaitanya is manifesting all these wonderful uh, pastimes there. So here the devotees explain that we really need a sadhu, a pure devotee, to show us how to actually appreciate a holy place. Because by ourselves, like I mentioned, that we may have visited holy places earlier also. Okay, we go and we take a dip in the river, holy river there, and then we go visit temples, and then probably go to the market, buy things, roam here and there, and then just come back. But our approach to holy places also changes after coming to ISKCON. Like if we are fortunate enough to visit a holy place with a devotee, then we will see how that devotee is in that dham. So like we'll see our Maharajji, they will go, they'll sit near the holy rivers or the holy lakes, and they will chant. They will tell about the glories of those places, and that the whole mood is so different. It's not the mood of a tourist, it's the mood of a devotee who's trying to soak in the spiritual strength of that place. And Bhagavatam also teaches that when we go to a holy place, we should associate with devotees. We should not just think that, okay, I can take a map and I can go and visit a holy place. No, we should go with devotees because it is very important to hear about it is very important to hear about the glories of the dham, and also what our behavior should be in a dham. Like for example, if we go to Vrindavan, then we should not start arguing with maybe the pujaris or the rickshawalas about money, that oh, you're overcharging and I'm not going to pay you, or this thing is overpriced. All these things, we should leave all these things and then enter the dham. They are all Brajvasis. We should be very, very careful in our dealings with them. Everywhere we go, we should try to understand that this is the same dham where Lord Krishna performed his pastimes. Yes, maybe to the external vision, we can see some dirt, we can see maybe pigs roaming around, or we can see buildings which are not so well constructed, the plaster is coming off. These are all external things. So we have to really train ourselves to see the Dham through our heart and not through our materialistic vision. And that cannot just happen by our own abilities. We need to hear from devotees. We need to be in association of devotees. Then we'll be able to appreciate the Dham correctly. So the Lord is establishing the truth of this sacred place here, and He is teaching about the glories of Radha Kund. So as I mentioned, we need saintly people to teach us how to have a spiritual outlook when we go to a dham. Okay, now let's go to the next verse. Shloka number 14. So would someone like to read? Any devotees? Volunteers?
Thank you, Mataji. I'll go ahead. If nobody's
Yes,
asked,
please, Masaji. Yes,
Hare
yes.
Krishna.
Hare
Kundera mritika lana tilaka karila Bhattacharya dwara mritika sage kari laila. Hare Krishna. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then marked his body with tilak made from the mud of Radha Kund, and with one help of Vallabhadra Bhattacharya, he collected some of the mud and took it with him. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. The Lord is taking the mud of Radha Kunda and applying tilak from that. And he also collected some mud to take with him. Okay. Now let's read the 15th verse. Yes, Bhuvna Devi Mataji. Kindly read, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Tabe chali aila Prabhu sumana sarobara tahan gobardhana deki haila vishwala. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From Radhakunda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Sumana's lake. When he saw Govardhan hill from there, he was overwhelmed with joy. Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Mahaprabhu is at Radhakund and then he goes to Sumana's lake. So, as you know, Radhakund Sham will come on the parikrama path, right? So, at Sumana's lake, Mahaprabhu is able to see Govardhan. So, during the parikrama, at every place we're not able to see the hill. So at some places it becomes visible. So now he's able to see Govardhan Hill and he's overwhelmed with joy because Govardhan, we know now, so many special pastimes associated with Govardhan Hill. So we'll read more about that in the coming verses. Now, Sumati Mataji, kindly read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Govardhana dekhi Prabhu haila dandavat ekashila alingiya haila unmatta. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the Lord saw Govardhana hill, he immediately offered obeisances, falling down on the ground like a rod. He embraced one piece of rock from Govardhana hill and became mad. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, seeing Govardhan Hill has so many wonderful pastimes associated with it, right? So, the Lord offers respect to Govardhan Hill. Immediately, he just falls like a rod and takes the rod, embraces it, and that fills him with so much ecstasy that it's mentioned that he embraced one piece of rock from Govardhan Hill and became mad. With that much ecstasy, he felt. Now let's go to the next verse, 17. Navkishori Mataji, kindly read Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Prema Mata Chalila Govardhana Grama Harideva Lekhi Tahan Haila Pranama. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Mataji,
Sorry.
read the translation.
Yes, Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Made with aesthetic love, Lord came to the village known as Govardhana. There he saw the deity named Harideva and offered his obeisances unto him. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Haridev temple is opposite Mansi Ganga, and the village itself is known as Govardhan. And there he saw the deity of Haridev and offered obeisances to the deity. Okay. Now let's go to the 18th shloka. Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mathura Padmira Pachima Dhale Yara Pasa Hari Deva Narayana Adi Prakasha. Translation by S. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Harideva is an incarnation of Narayana and his residence is on the western petal of the lotus of Mathura. Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Dham, Braj Dham is many times described as a lotus. So here it is mentioned that Lord Haridev is an incarnation of Lord Narayan and his residence is on the western petal, that means western part of Mathura. Okay. Now let's go to the 19th shloka. So devotees, please don't hesitate in volunteering to read. Don't think how we'll read or how it'll sound. Please, you can just read with love and then it'll sound great. So please let us know who wants to read the next shloka. Okay? Yeah. Yes, Gurna Devi Mataji. Please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Harideva आगे नाचे प्रेम माता हना हाया सब लोके देखिते ऐला आश्चर्य सुनिया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, can you just scroll up, Mataji?
Yeah.
Ha, okay, Mataji. Mad with aesthetic love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to dance before the Harideva deity. Hearing of the Lord's wonderful activities, all the people came to see him. Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Lord in ecstasy, he's dancing in front of the deity of Lord Harideva, and so the word spreads about Lord's wonderful pastimes, his activities. So people are coming to see him. So we have to learn from Lord Chaitanya's example that how we should behave when we are in a holy place. So we should follow his footsteps. So what is he doing? He's going to temples, he's chanting, he's dancing, he takes darshan and he takes prasad, and then he goes to the next temple. So us also, we should Try to follow his footsteps. Go to the temples, understand the glory of the temple, chant, hear, dance, sing, have darshan, have prasad. It's not about counting how many temples we visited, that we rush through every temple. Obviously, it's Braj Dham, so everything will give spiritual benefit. But the focus should not be on ticking off the temples from a checklist that I have visited this place. No. Whenever we go to a temple, did we hear about the glory of that temple? And Vrindavan, all temples have beautiful stories associated. We should try to know, we should try to understand the glories of various temples when we are able to have darshan. Okay. So next shloka, 20th. Chitra Mataji, kindly read.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। प्रभु प्रेमे सौंदर्य देखी लोके चमत्कार करी देवर भृत्य प्रभुरा करीले सत्कार। Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The people were astonished when they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love and personal beauty. The priests who served the Harideva deity offered the Lord a good reception. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Lord Chaitanya's personal beauty and his ecstatic love is astonishing people. They're just mesmerized. And the priest in the Haridev temple, he receives the Lord very nice. Okay. Now 21st verse, Shobha Mataji, kindly read. Hare Krishna, Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Madhya Lila 18.21. Bhattacharya Brahma Kunde Pakayana Kaila Brahma Kunde Sthana Kari Prabhu Bhiksha Khaila. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ji. At Brahmakunda, the Bhattacharya cooked food, and the Lord, after taking his bath at Brahmakunda, accepted his lunch. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Lord then goes to Brahmakunda, and there Balbhadra Bhattacharya is there. He cooks food for the Lord. Lord takes a bath in Brahmakunda and accepts his lunch. Now let's go to the 22nd verse. Chitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Se ratri rahila gari devira mandire ratri maha prabhu kare manite vichare. Translation: That night the Lord stayed at the temple of Harideva, and during the night he began to reflect. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So then the Lord spends the night at the Haridev temple and he starts reflecting. What is he reflecting about? That we'll know in the next verse. Okay. Parmeshwari Mataji, kindly read.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी। गोवर्धन उपरे अमी गबुना चदीपा गोपाल रायरी दर्शन केमान। Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One second, Mataji. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, since I shall not at any time climb Govardhana hill, how shall I be able to see Gopala Raya? Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So that this is what the Lord is thinking about. He's thinking that Govardhan hill is not different than Lord Krishna. So in the form of a hill, it's Lord Krishna. So how can I put my feet on Govardhan hill? And if I don't do that, then how will I climb and go to the temple of Lord Gopal? How will I get the darshan of Gopalji? This is what Mahaprabhu is thinking. So I'm sure all of you know about this beautiful this beautiful pastime of the appearance of Gopalji's deity with Madhya Lila Ch. where Madhavendra Puri was resting at Govindakund, and then a boy comes and gives him some milk, and then that was actually Lord Krishna. And then in his dream, he sees the deity of Lord Gopal, and he says that I'm hidden behind these bushes, and then the deity is brought out, and a very beautiful temple is established on the top of Govardhan Hill. And how, for 2 years, they were having Annakud festival because people from different villages wanted to come and offer bhoga to Gopalji. And then the Chandan story, the whole thing, that's the story of Gopalji. So that deity at that time was on top of Govardhan Hill. So Lord Chaitanya is thinking that I can't climb on Govardhan Hill, but then how will I have darshan? He has this desire to have darshan of the beautiful Gopal deity, but how will I climb if I can't climb? And then how will I have darshan? This is what he's contemplating. So we'll see how Lord Krishna very beautifully makes this arrangement where Lord Chaitanya is able to get darshan. So we'll read about that. Now, 24th verse, Sumati Mataji, kindly read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
एतमनेकारी प्रभु मौनकारी रहिला जानिया गोपाला किचु अंगी उठाइला. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thinking in this way, the Lord remained silent, and Lord Gopala, knowing his contemplation, played a trick. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the Lord will play a trick, and we'll read about that because the Lord is very eager to give darshan, and Lord Chaitanya is in the form of a devotee, right? So this very beautiful trick that the Lord will play. We'll read about that. Yeah, Chitra Mataji, you want to read? 25.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Anarurukshave Shailam Swamai Bhakta Bhimanine Avarugya Grihe Krishno Gauraya Swamadarshayat. Translation. Coming down from Govardhana Hill, Lord Gopala granted an interview to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was willing to climb the hill, thinking himself a devotee of the Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Lord Chaitanya is none other than Lord Krishna and Radharani, but he's in the form of a devotee. So in this mood, he doesn't want to climb on Govardhan Hill, thinking that this is not different than Krishna. So then Lord Gopal himself comes down in this darshan. Now how he does that we'll read in the upcoming verses. So Shobha Mataji, you want to read 26?
18.26 Namaskar. Annakuta name grame Gopalera sthiti Rajaputa lokera sehi grame vasati. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gopala stayed in a village named Annakuta Grama on Govardhana Hills. The villagers who lived in that village were mainly from Rajasthan. Do you need to read the purport, Mataji?
Yes, ma'am.
Purport to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The village name Annakuta Grama is referred to in the Bhakti Ratnakara, fifth way. Gopa Gopi Bhunjayena Kautuka Apara Yehi Hetu Aniyora Nama Sehi Ilhara Annakuta Stane Yehi Rekashkini Vasa Yehi Stane Darsha Nihaya Purna Abhilasha. Here all the gopis and the gopas enjoyed wonderful pastimes with Sri Krishna. Therefore, this place is also called Aniyora. The Annakuta ceremony was celebrated here. O Srinivasa, whoever sees this place has all his desires fulfilled. It is also stated, Kundera Nikhata Deka Nivita Khanana Yethai Gopala Chila Thana Sanghopapana. Look at the dense forest near the Kunta. It was there that Gopala was concealed. Also the Stavavali, Brother Love of Stava, 75. By Raghunatha Dasa Goswami stated, Vrajendra वर्यापित भोगं मुच्चे वर्या राजेन्द्र वर्यापिता भोगं उच्चे ऋत्वा बृहत् कयाम् अघादि उक्तः वरेण राधं चलायन् विपुंस्ते यत्राननः कूटं तदहं प्रपद्ये. When Nanda Maharaja offered a large quantity of food to Govardhana hill, Krishna assumed a gigantic form and eagerly invited everyone to ask boons from him. Then, deceiving even Srimati Radharani, he ate all the offered food. Let me take shelter of the place known as Annakota, where Lord Krishna enjoyed these pastimes. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So all these various Shastric references Prabhupada is giving for the glorification of Govardhan. So all beautifully mentioned that this is where the Gopas and Gopis enjoyed wonderful pastimes. This place is known as Aniyor, and then how the place where Gopal was concealed. There was a dense forest from there. Then Lord Gopal was brought out, and then also this reference from Stavavali by Raghunandas Goswami, and it is very wonderful because today is Raghunandas Goswami's disappearance day, so we can just worship him and pray to him to give us some love that he had for Lord Krishna and Radharani. And Raghunandas Goswami actually has very wonderful pastimes for Radha Kunda also. So it's very, very wonderful. So all these references are telling us about the greatness, they're glorifying Govardhan Hill, because this is the place where Lord Krishna had these wonderful pastimes with the Gopas. Now, that the whole trick that Lord Gopal plays, we'll read about that. So Chitra Mataji, you want to read 27?
Hare Krishna Mataji. एक जन सी रात्रे ग्रामी के बलिला तुम्हारा ग्राम मरिते तुरु कदारी साजिला. Translation: one person who came to the village informed the inhabitants that Turkish soldiers are now preparing to attack the village. Attack your village. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So in those days, this was very common, and actually later also, that if there was any attack on any village, then the deities, the temple would be protected, the deities would be moved, so that no harm would come to the deity. This was the great love and mood of the devotees. So now let me just ask you a question. Can you tell me any deities that we know in our times that were actually moved because of this fear of attack? Do you know?
Srirangam Ranganatha temple.
Okay, Mataji. And?
Radha Madan Mohan Mataji.
Radha Mohan Mohan.
Where was he moved? Where was Radha Madan Mohanji moved? Where is he now?
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan Mataji.
Yes. So he's in Karoli in Rajasthan. And two more very famous deities.
Sakshi Gopal deity Mataji.
Sakshi Gopal, he moved on his own now, Mataji. I'm asking when deities were moved, because devotees wanted to protect the deities out of love.
Okay.
Two very famous deities.
Radha Govind Dev Ji and Radha Gopinath Ji.
Radha Gopal Ji.
Yes, Mataji.
To
So where
Jaipur.
were they moved? To Jaipur. Yes.
To Jaipur.
So that's the beauty, of the love of devotees. And Madan Mohanji, actually, the deity is so small that he could be hidden. Other deities were big, so they could not hide. So they moved them to Rajasthan because the kings there were all devotees. So they wanted to serve the deities there. And Rajasthan actually was, in Jaipur was actually built around the Govind Dev Ji temple. Now it's become a very big city, but when Govind Dev Ji came, the whole city just grew around it. So that is what, when there is a threat to the temple, the deity is hidden. So Lord Gopal Ji is creating this imaginary threat. The situation is not actually real. So this threat is created so that he would be moved and then you would be able to give darshan to Mahaprabhu. So then a person is coming and saying that Turkish soldiers are coming to attack the village. And then we'll see what happens. 28th verse. Chitra Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna. Aji ratri ye palaha narahina ek jana takuralana bagha asibe kaliyavana. Translation: flee this village tonight and do not allow one person to remain. Take the deity with you and leave, for the Muslim soldiers will come tomorrow. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So this person says that, the Muslim soldiers are just coming. Everyone vacate the village. Not even one person should remain. And you take the deity with you. Take the deity with you and leave, because they will come tomorrow. Okay. Now let's read the 29th verse. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shuniya gramera loka chintita haila prathame gopala laya gantuli grame kuila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hearing this, all the villagers became very anxious. They first took Gopala and moved him to a village known as Gantuli. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
The love for Gopalji is so great that that's the first thing they do. They take Gopalji and move him to a village which is known as Gantuli. Okay. Now let's read 30th. Bhuvna Devi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Grahe Gopalera Nibrite Sevana Grama Ujjhada Haila Palila Sarvajana. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The Gopala deity was kept in the house of a Brahmana, and his worship was conducted secretly. Everyone felt, and thus the village of Annakuta was deserted. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So they are making all arrangements for the worship of the Lord. So he is placed in the house of a Brahmana. His worship is conducted secretly, and the whole Annakuta village is actually deserted. Now let's read 31st verse. Shameshwari Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Done with pranam. Mataji, just a moment. The screen is getting locked automatically. आईचेम लेच बाये गोपाला भागे बारे बारे मंदिरा छाड़ी कुंजे रहे किब ग्रामांतरे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Due to fear of the Muslims, the Gopala deity was moved from one place to another again and again, thus giving up his temple. Lord Gopala sometimes lived in a bush and sometimes in one village after another. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So the Lord is moving from one place to another. Okay, now let's read 32nd verse, just a few more verses. Chitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pratah kale Prabhu manasa gangaya karishana Govardhana parikramaya karila prayana. Translation: in the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his bath in a lake called Mansa Ganga. He then circumambulated Govardhana hill. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Lord Chaitanya takes his bath in Mansa Ganga and does Govardhan Parikramaya. So Chitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Govardhana dekhi Prabhu prema viktahana nachite nachite chaliya shloka padiya. Translation: just by seeing Govardhana hill, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic with love of Krishna. While dancing and dancing, he recited the following verse.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
seeing Govardhan Hill, Lord Chaitanya is ecstatic, dancing. And then this very famous verse, which was actually recited by the gopis and Radharani, the Lord recites this verse. Shobha Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, can you get the meter of this sloka, Mataji?
Mataji, like normal shlokas, this won't be the CC meter.
Hare Krishna. Da hantayam madit habala haridasa hadyo hatrama Krishna charana sparasha pramodaha manam thanoti sahagogana घनायोस्तयोर्यत् पानीय सूयवस खंडार खंडमूलैः. Translation to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of all the devotees, this Govardhana hill is the best. Oh my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balarama as well their cows, and cowherd friends with all kinds of necessities, water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way, the hill offers respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balarama, Govardhana hill appears very jubilant. Do I read the purport?
Yes, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.18. It was spoken by the gopis when Lord Krishna and Balarama entered the forest in the autumn. The gopis spoke among themselves and glorified Krishna and Balarama for their pastimes. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Balramji at Govardhan Hill, that is glorified by Radharani and the gopis in Srimad Bhagavatam, and that verse is taken here. Now let's just read a few more verses, 2-3 more verses, so that we are able to read the part where Mahaprabhu actually gets the darshan. Okay, so 18.35, Chitra Mataji.
गोविंद कुंडादि त्रिते प्रभु कैल स्नान तागा सुनीला गोपाला गेले गांतुली ग्राम. Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then took his bath in a lake called Govinda Kunda, and while he was there, he heard that the Gopala deity had already gone to Gantuli Grama. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Govinda Kunda is the kund where Lord Indra comes with Surbi cow and does Abhishek of Lord Krishna. So when Mahaprabhu is there, he hears that Lord Gopal is not on top of the hill. He has come to Gantuli Rama. Now one last verse for today. Parmeshwari Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Segrama Gya Kaila Gopala Darshana Prema Veshe Prabhu Hare Kirtana Nardana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to the village of Kanduli Grama and saw the Lord Gopala deity. Overwhelmed by his ecstatic love, he began to chant and
Thank you so much, Mataji. So this finally happens. The Lord is able to get darshan of Gopalji, and see how the trick Gopalji played, all these things, this thing about the threat and all, it was all false. And then he's brought down, he's moving from place to place, and finally Lord Chaitanya, he goes to the village of Ganduli Gram and sees Lord Gopal deity, and he's filled with ecstatic love, and he begins to chant and dance. So we'll stop here today. If there are any questions or comments. No? Thank you all.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Dandat